2, 1, 2.
You guys smoked before you got in here or before you picked them up?
I had smoked before picking them up a little bit before.
Yeah, I smoked with Angel. I smoked like 4 blunts before he came to pick me up.
4.
This shit was like back to back. We binge watched like 3 episodes of 12 Monkeys and shit.
What the fuck is 12 Monkeys?
It's time travel shit, bro. You got to get into it.
You have to be high to watch it or something?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just got to be very open-minded to be ready to be mind-bended. You know, that's some other stuff. We can talk about time travel in another episode.
Facts.
I get deep into that. That's just fun. That's just fun. Yeah, I, that's one of my infatuations, man.
Do you think it's like possible?
Oh, I'm big on that.
But what's your reasoning as to why you think it's possible?
I mean, you know what? I've read into so many different theories, the different forms of time travel. I read into, you know, I feel, and hey, listen, I'm 41 years old. I know I've been smoking since I was like 9, but listen, I'm being honest with y'all. Like, yo, bud makes you focus on shit, right? Makes you really, really observe shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you like this, man. There's a lot of things that differ from my perception of certain things in my childhood versus to like today. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things in movies that I swear to God was a part of the movie. But when I watch the movie now, I'm like, where the fuck that shit go? You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about like the Mandela effect?
Yeah. Big on that.
See,
big
like,
on that. You know what I'm saying?
I read into that.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff can be like I don't want to call it hysteria, but I'm just saying like, you know, it's like a mass group of people just remembering it wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's all on perception, right? But hysteria to a degree, if it's a person locked in a room and their perception of the world around them is what they was last thought of, you know what I'm saying? And they come into this world like a month later, let's just say. A month later, absent from the world. Like, it may not sound like a lot, being a month later. Motherfuckers get locked up for 3 years and they're disconnected from the world. But I'm talking about literally like say in a soundproof booth for an entire month. What your last perception and understanding of the world that you were in was one way. You come out of it.
Yeah, but that's different though.
No, it's in the same aspect. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the hysteria creates a different. While you in there alone, after no talking to nobody, a month, completely talking to nobody, no communication without the outside world. Your internal voices, these voices from within. I'm a spiritual dude too. Spirituality plays a big part in connection with the world, right? And some folks who are just not used to being alone, their perception of their surroundings quickly change in the traumatic moment and traumatic scene. Like, so being alone is traumatic to people who don't like being alone, right? So like perception, the hysteria creates a Mandela effect in that same sense too. I'm just using that concept to connect the hysteria part. But when I talk about time travel, I mean in the aspect of, and it's true too, because you can actually look online and you can find out that there are movies that, yes, they came out in one version on the TV or...
I know what you're talking about. Shazam?
Oh, they've been edited.
Well, Shazam is one. You got Goonies. You got
what was wrong with
back
Goonies?
to there's certain things that were switched up. So certain editing that happened that on the TV it was made a certain way because of some type of legality or censorship, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But people remember the first version of Goonies. Like everybody from who was a young teen or a young kid back when the Goonies came out, remember the Goonies a certain way. Then when the Goonies came out about a year later in the movies, like in movie video cassette, they saw it. It was a whole different. There was parts to it that were different, but there was things back then that how today in the DVD packages you get like deleted scenes, whatever, whatnot. Back then they didn't really have those options set up because there was no way to do those. You know what I'm saying? That came over time with the advancement of the technology and that stuff. You feel me? So like certain things like you read into that and I understand that there's producing companies because of legal stuff, because of certain like like say, I don't know, certain actors that maybe they weren't big, but because of legal things on their contract binds them from being shown again on TV or movies. So they got to kind of get them out of the movie.
See, but that's
switching the role. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying like I know there's stuff like that goes on, right? But I use movies as a context of what it's like in real life, though. Okay? So when I look at it in the context of real life, y'all remember having a best friend in my early teen years? I swear to God, I don't remember his name. I can't remember fully his features, but I knew this motherfucker for a hot minute. We did mad shit. And I can remember the shit that we did. And listen, it's bugged out. Again, I know I've been smoking for a while. You forget shit, this, that, but you got, listen, that's like me forgetting you.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Because I ride with this homie. We did a lot of things. It's like me completely forgetting who you are. And I'm sorry. I'm a people's person. I deal with a lot of people. I recognize a lot of people. I know a lot of their faces. So like for me, when certain things just change, and I talk to Mom Dukes or I talk to Jay about it, and then they'll bug out with me because then they'll have a different perception. Or maybe they'll be like, nah, it didn't go that way. It went this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, I'm telling you, I know how it went down.
See, but
whatever the scenario is, I'm just using my personal experience with a certain aspect of time travel. That's what I'm saying.
But like human memory is fickle, though. You have to understand.
It does.
People remember things wrong.
Like trauma changes that too. Rewiring.
Yeah, like I remember when I was younger, they had us do an exercise, and they sat like 6 of us in a room, and this like person just came in quick. Like she came in, did something real quick, and then left. We didn't know what the fuck was going on, so we're like, all right. And then they came in, they tested us. They're like, all right, what was she wearing? What did she pick up? Everybody of like the 6 group of people said something different about what she picked up because we were so like we were like surprised at why she came in. None of us paid attention to what the fuck she was wearing. We just know that it was a she. But that's the same thing. So it's like a whole group of people remembering things differently.
In a sense, in those pieces, I'm saying like direct experience, you see it in that aspect too, right? But that's just one aspect of time travel, right? And then you have another aspect of time travel where the core piece, the person does not physically travel back in time, but consciousness travels back in time.
You think that's possible?
That I'm big on that.
I think it's hard. I mean,
I'm big on that.
I think it's hard to because metaphysically.
I think is well that's the thing when you think on the spiritual aspect, when we're talking about like some deep esoteric type of stuff, like not limitations.
You talking about like a past life type of thing?
Well, for one, like in my shaman beliefs, right, and what I practice, right, there's an understanding that we have 13 lives, that we reincarnate 13 times in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And in each life, we experience something, we live something, we go through traumas, we go through happiness, we go through whatever, and at times we even suffer from the last past, life. You know what I'm saying? And we go through sufferings in the new life based on what happened in an old life. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, there's a connection to the universe that transcends more than what we understand on a scientific level. Because science only gives a physical meaning to a lot of metaphysical things, right? Alchemy, creation from copper to silver, people creating diamonds from stones. Like these are alchemic things that were being practiced in thousands of years ago, things that at times that we've forgotten, but science and government and all that kind of have disconnected our connection to our divine connection, right?
I think you're a couple steps away from like the aluminum hat.
What? No. Definitely beyond that. You know what I'm saying? I tell you like this, like for when I think about consciousness, I think about that you can deeply meditate and you could travel outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's been proven. It's an experience that many have talked about for generations, right?
I think meditation's hard for someone that doesn't not that doesn't believe, but just somebody that doesn't have been trained in that aspect. Just because remember,
who doesn't practice?
Yeah, because like your mind is like busy already.
Yes.
And so it's like imagine having to calm that shit down.
Yeah. So dealing with meditate. Imagine I deal with anxiety. I wake up 5-something, 6 in the morning, thinking about shit that I got to do a month from now and I'm like, fuck, this shit fucking with me, and this shit won't let me sleep. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, trying to calm, the thoughts, saying the busyness. I'm often busy, often getting calls on the phone, often having to do things. Like I sit in this place where, I gotta bring peace to myself. So I often travel to like, natural reserves, to the river and stuff like that, to kind of get my thoughts at peace. Meditation is a difficult practice for someone who has those type of like PTSD issues. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you something though?
Yeah.
Like you were raised, so just so there's clarity here, we're all family.
Yeah.
We're blood family, right?
Correct. Yes.
You were raised essentially the same way that I was raised.
Yeah.
So you have a Catholic upbringing.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to practice what you're practicing now, given the fact that a lot of that stuff was in your upbringing?
No.
You'd let it go just like that?
No. You ain't letting it go. You're embracing it.
The Catholicism?
Yeah. Because it's a part of the teachings. You see, I learned along my journey in spirituality, building with some really great elders and really great teachers along the way, other practitioners who shared their experience and gave guidance in many ways. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's an interesting concept that all the religions, although they separate themselves from one another, all follow the same basic path of living righteous, right? Mm-hmm. That there's a holy one, that there's someone, a Messiah or a prophet. You know what I'm saying? When you're thinking about the Jews with the Tanakh, and the Muslims with the Quran, and Catholic Christians with the million Bibles that are out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all schools, mystery schools. Mm-hmm. And it's the concept of mystery school sounds taboo to a lot of people who are indoctrinated into the system of that religion. But when you step away from the indoctrination and are willing to, dissect what you're into and start to connect the dots, you start to see a very interesting correlation between all religions. And you start understanding that all the prophets and messiahs and all that, all of them were it wasn't about the story. It wasn't about, Moses, leading, freeing his people, or Noah splitting the sea, or whatever he did, you know what I'm saying, or Jesus reincarnating, ascending into heaven or whatever, whatnot. They all had basic teachings, mm-hmm. and it was in the practice of their life.
I think it gets a little muddled also with all these extra practices that comes. Like they kind of fuck up the message, trying to add all
and that's where the ego comes in. Mm-hmm. That's where the emotion comes in. If you was Christian, like say a Mormon or Latter-day Saint Christian or something like that, and I go to talk to you about Christianity, and I'm talking about it in the perspective of baptism or even Pentecostal, it'll sound blasphemous in certain ways to you. But yet we're Christians, and that's the ego and the misconceptions, the changes from what you find out going through history. Because I'm a history nut too. Not I hate U.S. history, but in order for me to really understand world history, I had to connect the migrations from the world to America, right? Mm-hmm. And I had to get beyond the smoke and mirrors of the Columbus story. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And learning what really came here and why they really came here. Majority of these settlers came because there was religious persecution. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to come to a place that's safe for them to practice their religious beliefs, away from the control of the Roman Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church. And these are a reality that exists. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when you come to America, yo girl, how you call it? When you come to America, so much have been misconstrued. You know what's crazy? The label of America as the melting pot and what that really means, and it's still that meaning still exists today, where it's not about the people coming here, it's about all of these different systems. It's almost like America's like a motherboard. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And you gotta look at it because you gotta think about a capitalistic system.
I love America.
Yeah. Angle the mic up. Yeah, no. Loosen the middle one, middle one, and then just angle the mic up. There you go. Now tighten it.
No.
There There you go.
Bada bing.
Yeah. He says, I love America.
I love America.
I love America. America.
I love it.
America.
Why though?
I feel as though this America is really the land of the anything is possible. A lot of our families really came from third world countries, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And they really made the American dream. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's possible in every other country except this one.
I mean, it's possible in other countries. I think they've just been brainwashed. I think that this is the only place you can do it. Yeah. Because you could probably do the same shit in Ecuador. You just need the opportunity.
Right now, Uganda got it going on.
But you're not going to be super banned.
Uganda got it going on right now. They're asking for all the African Americans back right now. They got all the money in the world. They got resources and they're ready to take over.
This guy said they're asking for all of them back.
No, I'm serious. It was an interview that I watched with Terrence Howard.
Oh yeah,
and he was talking
about
that shit.
Thing, right?
And I was like, what? And Uganda, there was reports that resources found in Uganda.
But somebody from here or Europe is gonna find a way to exploit that.
Always.
Yeah, because that's the shit that's historically been happening, even in South America.
Always.
So, all right.
Now, but going back to America and being great and all that, we got a few uncles that really just came over here and really busted their butt and really just came out on top as far as and they really like the epitome of the American dream. So there's always it kind of like bothers me, you know what I'm saying, when like people like talk bad about America, you know what I'm saying, because like really, if you really work hard and you really have a drive to do something in this country, you can really do it.
Make it happen.
But you also have to think about like how many barriers are set for people like us. Like just because like we're in the same race and we have equal opportunity doesn't mean that some people started way off ahead and we're way the fuck in the back. Because look at my dad. My dad's worked his ass off since he got here. Yeah. And he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't have anything, but it's like, what can he really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, but at that point, he already completed his mission, and that was bringing your generation into here. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Maybe he wasn't like necessarily going to be the multimillionaire, but you guys got 2 businesses. You doing your thing. He in his eyes, he completed his mission. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He wasn't necessarily the one that gonna have all the money, but one of y'all is. With the trucking and all that stuff. Christian doing this thing, Michael with the car wash, you with this. You know what I'm saying? You guys are very goal oriented. Y'all feel me? You got the right mindset to be successful in this life. So
no, I get that. But I feel like that shit's gotten a lot harder for new people coming in.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because it's like it's kind of.
It has gotten a little bit harder.
It's gotten seriously saturated in America, man. Seriously saturated.
I mean,
protections are not as strong as they're supposed to be, or like they seem.
What do you mean? Like for people coming in?
Yeah.
I mean, think about this though. It's like, would you if America ever got to that point where you couldn't afford to live here anymore? Would you ever take the chance to go to another country to try it out?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I don't know. It's like, if you couldn't afford it, I guess that would be something different. But you gotta think about it like, everything you ever know is here. That's you feel me? That's like the immigrant, the whole like mindset too. Like they came to a whole new land to completely start from scratch, to get abused, to get taken advantage of. Because it was illegal. A lot of people just would have them working for mad long and then just you beat and just not pay them for like a whole 2 weeks pay. And what were they gonna do about it? Nothing.
Exactly. But when I said that, I didn't necessarily mean that you were gonna go someplace else illegally.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, would you take that chance and move your whole family someplace else for a better opportunity?
I don't know. That's a loaded question. That's hard. You know what I'm saying?
He said he would.
Yeah,
Where would you move to?
Fuck yeah, bro. If it gave me opportunity, Costa Rica.
I'll go to Spain or something like that.
There's
a lot of Ecuadorians in Spain.
No, I'll be honest with you. Not for nothing. There's it's interesting. My boy Ivan's out in Spain. He just went out there maybe like 5 years ago. So he keeps me up to date how it is. He's like, Spain is literally poor. But our people, we got programs to go out there and there's a truce between, I don't know how that shit works, but
I heard Spanish people
Dominican folks, like real Latinos, are actually really thriving over there. They're the ones really making Spain.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm hearing.
There's a lot of discrimination between Spanish people over there against.
Because there's still a lot of racism. Because my boy, he born and raised in America, right here in North. You know what I'm saying? And he's Spaniard, blood to the bone. Like, he used to represent his culture like crazy. You know what I'm saying? He goes out there and they treat him like he ain't shit.
It's because he probably still talks Spanish with
he speaks the Spaniard Spanish.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
but
he still got some probably American lingo to it.
When I
and
go
they
to
peep
Ecuador,
that, you know,
like I speak Spanish, and sometimes like when I speak to your mom or your grandpa or whatever, it comes out. But when I go to Ecuador, they know I'm not Ecuadorian.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. See, I don't think like I have it in me to go someplace else, like uproot my family, and go someplace else. It's hard.
Well,
facts.
All right, so here's what you got to think about. You see, the majority of our people came up this way, right? Because of circumstance, situations, whatever their governments or country was going through, they came up here, right? But when you're saying it in the sense of opportunity, a chance for something different, you know what I'm saying?
There's no opportunity for you,
and you move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like it's even in the same sense. Like I use little bro as an example, right? Like Mauricio. He got an opportunity just to move across to the west side.
Oh, where you going to Cali, right?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I forgot
For
about
work,
that.
though, he doing his thing. Like, yo, I ain't knock you, man. Fuck Jersey, man. Go do your thing, bro. Like, he going to probably have a family out there.
Nah, for sure.
Give us a reason to travel out there. We have a reunion type joint. Build the Gavilanes fam on that side, you know. But what I'm trying to say is like, yo, he chose, and of course, he has the opportunity to just step up and go and do that. But when I say in a sense for family, right? Mm-hmm. You see it in movies, you see it in shows. You look at the white families. There's a lot of white families that are uprooting themselves and travel to a whole nother state because there's a greater opportunity and chance to grow and do something different, right?
I think that's cultural. Because look at how our family's really tight knit. The farthest that anybody of our family's gone is like 8 hours away to North Carolina. Mauricio would be the first person to actually take that dive to go someplace that you can't drive to in a day.
Yeah.
So it's a big step, you know.
But it's a great step.
Now, Cali's
you know what I'm saying? Because
nice.
you got to think about it like this. You want to expand. You want your family to expand and see different things. You got to understand, your perception of the world is based off of the world that you're living in right here. If you had a chance to take yourself and put yourself into a whole nother place and continue to do what you're doing in a whole nother place where you're still being valued, even probably way more, and you're able to grow and expand, like, why hold yourself and your family back from that opportunity, from experiencing and seeing things? And I only say this because of the work that I do. Bro, I work in the projects. I'm talking about the Ironbound, Hyatt Court, Terrell Holmes, Pennington Court, where kids from one side of the Ironbound has never even been to downtown Newark, and they're like 9, 10 years old.
I've heard about that.
You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what a farm looks like. They only know from TV. I knew a 60-year-old woman that I took with us in the van ride over to Brooklyn, 60-something years old, lived in Newark all her life, never been on a train, never came to New York, first time to New York, 63, 64 years old. Okay? She was astounded and amazed to see what's out there and was so driven to want to go back on her own with her family so that her family could experience it. And it's like, yo, like, think about that. Think about how much you might hold back opportunities for them because, you know what I'm saying, that perception of, you know what I'm saying,
but see, that's another thing too that's kind of been ingrained on us. Like you have, like you had that unique experience to kind of be motivated and be like pushed. It's like, all right, go experience your own shit. Because your mom, I'm pretty sure, was like that. She was like, hey, you're your own self. It's like, you know, my dad had that fear. You know? He's like, no, you're not going here. And so like that fear's kind of instilled. So all of us kind of hang around. So when my sister decided to move like 3 hours away, it's like my dad like resented her. So then you gotta live with that shit, yeah.
But the experience, shout out to her. But the experience though, what changed her?
It did.
It helps evolve to a certain degree. I mean, they're gonna be bad and good. Let me be honest. Some sacrifices hurt you, right? They'll hurt you if you make a certain sacrifice. If you leave your job today, say fuck that job, give me another job, and all of a sudden you go 2 months with no job, you just hurt yourself, right? So it's like some sacrifices can bite you in the ass. You could just say, I'm about to leave today and go move to the next state, end up being homeless for the next few months, and have to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things happen if you're doing things impulsively. You know what I'm saying? But if you have foresight and you plan yourself out, and if you're, let's say with your partner, you talk with your partner on what y'all want to do, and think about what that can do for the both of you, and think what it could do for your kids, and not just that, but yeah, your family might feel some way because they might be like, oh, you all this, then you out there, da, da, da. But you know what? Now you can get to fucking visit me. Get the fuck out of there. Come over here. See what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to always be stuck over there? Like, come over here type shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like a mindset that they're kind of stuck in that too. Like my parents.
It is.
Yeah, because look, I moved 15 minutes
I think
away.
that's a generational thing.
Yeah, I moved 15 minutes away. They've only been to my house twice.
Bro, I live in Irvington, bro. I never been in your house once. Not even when your moms and them lived in Belleville. I still haven't been in your mom's house.
No?
Never been. Never been.
Yeah, it's a generational thing, I think, too.
You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, like, to go back to what you said about Mom Dukes, she was just like that. She wasn't driven. She wasn't motivating me. She was holding me back. She wanted me to do this and do that a certain way. It was me being that black sheep that just broke myself out and wanted to experience. I wanted to explore.
Did you face a lot of backlash for that?
Fuck yeah. But I didn't give a fuck. It got to that point for me. You know how I was. You know, y'all know how I was growing up, being a fool, whatever, whatnot. I had that attitude, being like, I don't give a fuck that shit. But it came to a point where, like, yo, before I went through what I went through back in 05, you know what I'm saying? Like, it got to a point, like, I was really struggling. I picked up, left to Texas. I was living in Texas for, like, a whole 7 months, trying to rebuild my life, and then got fucking homesick, came back home 2 weeks later, went through that shit that I went through. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, you know, it changes you. You know what I'm saying? And I had to make that happen, though. I had to go see that. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I think it's about taking that risk. I think it's about not being afraid to step into that darkness.
See, but that applies to a lot of shit, too.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of things.
Yeah, like one of the things that I talk about with my sister a lot is the fact that she asks me why I didn't finish school. I don't think you need a degree to be successful, first off. I just want to put that out there. But it's kind of like this generational thing, too. It's just like you need
it's a hustle, man.
Yeah. No, but it's not just that. I feel like it's just like bragging rights.
Yeah, she hit you with the hard question.
Yeah.
She said, why didn't she hit you with the hard question? She said, why didn't you graduate?
Well, it's a deeper question because she kind of fucked up my credit. That's why I couldn't go.
Oh, okay.
I got to cut this part out.
The truth was out, man. The truth was out. We raw and organic.
Yeah. So I got to take that shit out. But that's the real reason why I didn't go back. But it's another thing, too. It's like, look, all of this shit that I do here, I learned through YouTube and through practice and shit. So now, you know, it's like you really don't need school. Unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. I don't think you really need a school. But it's like that. It's like it's kind of like you going off and doing your own thing. It's like it's like a fear that's instilled in you, and you just gotta like break out.
And that's why I think like I see progressive families. Like I know families that they're driven to want to push their kids to go see the world, man. Don't hold yourself back. Go see what's out there and find yourself, find your purpose. Spiritually, the shaman journey I've been on has helped me discover my purpose, and through that journey, I've been able to travel throughout the states. I've been able to meet some amazing folks and do some amazing things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you find your purpose, don't like if say your child grows up, young adult, and it's just driven to want to find something in themselves. Like, yo, let them go, but just point them in the right direction. Don't want to let them go and let them just...
See, but it's hard to point somebody in the hard direction where you don't know where exactly you're pointing them to.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, invest yourself as you're growing up with your kid, right? You're a great father, man. You know what I'm saying? You were raised right. You were raised a certain way. So you're going to be a certain way raising your child. And you're going to be involved in your child's needs and what they're going and what they want. If your child's an artist, feed your child that. If your child wants to be a dancer, get your child into dancing school. If your child is interested in certain things, just feed them that.
See, but that goes back to like what we were talking about, like America being like the land of opportunities. There's a lot of people that have that interest, but they don't have that opportunity, and that's what kind of holds it. Like we talked about this a long time ago about when you were part of the nation and stuff, and talk. Like I remember like vividly, like you teaching me about the art. You gave me a whole pamphlet to like look through or whatever. And there's a lot of the best or the greatest art that ever came out, like, or was produced by people that had no means. Like Basquiat, I mean, granted, he was, whatever, but like shit like that. It's just like there's a lot of creativity and a lot of stuff within people that don't have the opportunities to be able to create shit like that.
I think you know what's something that's interesting about the internet, social media, and like telephones, like access now to seeing
Closer to the mic.
I'm sorry, access now to seeing what people can do around the world. Listen, if you're driven to be an artist, if you're driven to, want to do something, you're gonna figure out a way to do it. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's like you ever seen those videos of those? I don't know if they're from like Vietnam or some third world country. These young little homies that just be digging pools and stuff like that, like extravagant type of joints. Yo, them joints right there, they've really put their heart and soul to it, but they use all natural materials to create such a thing. Beauty, art. That's art. That's a craft. That's masonry.
I be wondering what they be doing with the cribs afterwards.
Right?
Like,
I hope they get money for that joint,
like,
right?
You got like 20 cribs by now. Like, what you about to do with that?
Right? The things look
You
official.
know, his Donald Trump shit
it
on developing this foreign lands.
He fucking sells the property for like 400,000.
His landlord shit.
She shells or some shit. Now, but like I'm saying, like even that, right? So like if you have like growing up, I was always fiddling with artwork and shit like that. I really saw artists do things like they created things on their clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like they found dyes or they found ways to sew certain fabrics onto their clothing and they created style. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people take whole sneakers and do murals on these joints and sell them to people. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. And it's like, you created that though, right? It's like when all right, so something Cuban and Puerto Rican and some Dominican doñas do, they back in the day a lot, but you still have some today that do. They got the limbes, right? You ever had limbes? Yeah, y'all know limbes? Limbes are like a hard icy. It's just basically frozen juice in the plastic cup. Yeah, that's it.
Piraguas.
Okay,
well, you would call them piraguas. Piraguas are different. They're like scraped ice put on there with a syrup. That's the type of piragua. I'm talking about ices like lemon juice.
What's it called?
Cherry juice. Piragua. Just piraguas, right?
You mean like regular pop?
No, limbe. I just see piraguas. Limbes. Limbe.
You mean like a drink mix in a cup and put in the freezer?
Just put in the freezer.
I know what it is.
Like they used to sell like
Bro, they used to sell
Twin City?
They used to sell the coquitos. They sell the cherry, the iced tea.
Right there, those slap.
Yo, them things right there. Growing up in the hood. Yo, look. Growing up in the hood. You see how much they selling them joints?
Shout out to Twin City.
Yo, big up. Yo, you see them joints right there? Yo, my tia Margot, may she rest in peace. I love you, mama. Yo, she used to sell them joints for 75 cents out her side window. The whole hood used to come and knock on the window. She used to open the freezer. Oh, you just saw them bottles sideways, just all across the freezer. And I was like, wow. And that was just how she made her little change. And I adopted that same thing with the hustlers on the block. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them used to come to the window, and I know people used to be getting mad. But, I used to sell them hot cocoa, coffee, you know what I'm saying, for 50 cents, 75 cents. If I had it, and I needed a couple bucks, I want to give me a blunt or something like that. It's cold as fuck outside. You know what I'm saying? The stores are closed. They're going to come and get something official. Come get it from Vic. Why not? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the American dream, like you said, the drive that comes in is like, if you want it, you create it, you make it happen, right?
Facts.
The pandemic has shown us that. The
Mm-hmm.
pandemic has shown us that. Let's keep the stimulus money to the side and think about the creativity and the I guess the dedication and the risk that so many people took, because there's people that was in careers 20, 15 years working a certain job, dedicated with that job, ended up with no job. They're on their ass. All this fucking unemployment money coming in. They're like, yo, I ain't trying to sit on my ass. Although, it felt good for them. But they're like, yo, fuck that. I'm open up a business. We've been trying to get this shit off the ground. Boom. Restaurants, mom and pop joints opening up all around. And I thought, like, yo, you see that? Humans, yo, we know how to get through shit. We know how to, break through those barriers. And a lot of them was people of color.
I mean, at first, the small business was price gouging, though.
They
I
were
done
big
seen
time.
that.
And they're still doing it.
They were selling like $14 for a case of water. I'm like, God dang.
Bro, like $12 for the big pack of eggs now.
I'm like, I understand, but
$15.
Oh no, that's now like as a result of inflation.
Yeah.
But he's talking about back then.
No, but
price
they was
gouge.
doing it then. I mean, but now it's price gouge, but they was
like
doing
during
it then.
COVID, like you know how waters and all that stuff, and there was like a hot commodity.
Oh, what was that? The water
toilet
was
paper.
like,
Toilet
There was no
paper.
toilet
oh
paper.
my God, that was funny.
No, there was a meme of a woman making a mountain of toilet paper, and she's saying that that's the world's newest millionaire. Well, let me see if I can find it. A toilet paper mountain. Yeah, but you guys keep talking.
No, yeah, for sure though. The pandemic it bred a lot of entrepreneurship. You know
Big
what I'm
time.
saying? A lot of people, and then a lot of people too. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of people mismanage their money down to the point where they don't have nothing to show for it at all.
See, but a lot of that
Done
also
went
has
on
to do-
trips,
What?
ate shrimp for like a whole 2-3 weeks.
Them crab legs was
Crab
busted.
legs
This shit was
and
good
them-
for the while it lasted.
See, but that's the whole purpose of the stimulus money, though. It's to still
No,
pump
but-
it back in.
So
but they went.
So
they
when we
wrecked-
talking about
They went to
people
Gucci,
from our
Fendi.
communities, we talking about they had $700 food stamps, and they was still getting that $1,400,
Word.
$1,200. So they was reckless.
Yeah, like-
And then all the money that they got and still didn't pay no rent.
That's the
Oh.
latest.
And I'm a housing organizer. I gotta
Yeah.
be honest. There was a lot of people who abused that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I used to do the housing stuff for Catholic Charities.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that working that job changed my view to everything. A lot of people are in their situations as a result of their own misdoings.
But and it all comes back to the lack of financial literacy.
That
But I was fucked up with money for years and didn't know how to save a dime.
Why do you think
You
that
feel
is?
me? It's because I wasn't taught how to.
But who
You know what
has
I'm
the
saying?
responsibility to teach you?
Well, I mean, you got the schools and you got the parents to teach you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody took the effort to do so.
But that's
You
a
know what I'm
back
saying?
and forth argument that's consistent. It's
Well,
like-
I'm talking about like when you're at the age of learning
Mhm.
and you don't know of it. I mean, how you gonna learn it?
Look,
You feel me?
you
know what I'm
have
saying?
kids. Do you teach your daughters about money?
I mean, my daughter's like 4 and 2, so like I don't really. I mean, she got a piggy bank and stuff, so like we do teach her that any like little spare change or whatever, throw it in the piggy bank. But
It's about the value of a penny, a value of a quarter, value of a dollar. I didn't understand that, and there's tons of people that don't even understand it. They have no grasp of that. You feel me? In the work that I do, it's one of the biggest conversations we have in the community is the fact that people didn't know about credit, people don't know about saving money, people don't know about, they hear loans, they run and go for it because it's easy, quick money. They turn 18 or 21, either the parents are using the kids' information to get the credit or the kids get their credit and quickly go get the nicest expensive phone and don't even have the ends to fucking keep up the bill or manage things and put a heavy bill on their name.
There was a quote that somebody said one time. It's like the people know the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
So
time.
that's why everybody like
People
Bill
don't know
Gates-
how to live in their means, bro.
facts.
And I went through that for a long time. And
Yeah, I was doing some
I'm
nut
still-
shit like that too.
Bro, listen, I'm still crawling out of the bushes of that. But I'm happy that I am where I am with financial, views, where I'm kind of building myself up out of the trenches. You feel me?
Mhm.
And I have to build my foundations because I'm very late in life with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that a lot of those issues are also like systemic?
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like there's just shit that's
Well, I'll tell you like this. When you say systemic, they used to offer these classes back in the 80s, 70s, 60s.
and they just cut them out.
They just cut them out.
Mhm.
And you know who taught me that? Elders. They said, they used to give us, 8th grade, 7th grade, we had a bank account. Somebody came into the class, taught us about this, taught us about that, gave us $10 in the bank account. Boom, and that's how we learn. And when we go to school, they will teach us this, that, and the third. Those programs which we call financial literacy.
Hey, why do you think they cut shop programs out of the schools?
They're expensive though. Shop because imagine like
You
I
don't
used
want
to
to
take
make
wood shop.
minorities successful people.
Well,
Wood
too.
shop.
Because that definitely puts, you feel me, that gives them like a leg up, the minorities, you know what I'm saying?
Well-
Getting out of high school and having like a plumbing degree. And you just...
That would be good.
That
to
would
do.
be an electrician
Well,
degree.
trades are
You know what I'm
great,
saying?
right? Trades are great. Like if you get trades, you know what I'm saying? I often advocate for people to get trade certification versus college degrees. One, because college degrees you spending $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 just to get it, and then with the trades, 9 out of 10 either they're free or maybe a couple $100, but these trades are certified and give you, they guarantee you a certain pay grade. They guarantee you that it certifies you for the type of work you. It's like this is your business. I'm pretty sure you got certifications around there or nothing. But I'm saying if you was to be going to a certain aspect of it, like this work, when you go into a certain area of this type of work and want to go into a certain professional field, they want to see certifications. They want to know that you know what you're talking about, and that certification often shows that, right?
But you have to also think about it. It's like because we are in a capitalist, environment, there's going to be people that are going to try to influence people to kind of go after their shit. So like trade companies. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Nutley. In Nutley, there's a trade school to teach about computers, and they also teach about HVAC. They charge, I was going to say like $20,000 to $25,000. That was a program that was offered in public schools.
Exactly.
So what they did is they lobbied to take that out of school, so they're the only option.
Create a business.
That's crazy.
Create a business.
Yeah. So
they privatize a lot of these things.
Just to line the white man's pocket.
Yeah, but and I agree to that, but I also got to agree, when we think about capitalism, our own people are doing it too.
Yeah, but you also have to. All right, so I have two topics about that. So, like, think about also all the dispensaries that have been started up to, I want to say, like, last month. I think there were only 13 in New Jersey. Out of those 13, how many were minority owned?
I don't know. I think, like.
But think about all the connects or people that that got arrested for shit that are sitting in jail while all these people are making money off of that.
Facts.
So, it's like that's what I meant by systemic. Like, there's, like, unnecessary barriers for, certain people to get across. And there was another point that I wanted to make too. Had to do with weed though, and I was trying to lead up to you talking about whatever it is that you smoke today.
What did you smoke
today I had just picked up before coming over here. Just got some Super Za. You wanna?
Super Za. Show us what you got, man.
I had picked up some bootlegged runs from the homies over at Head Smokes. They always keep me real right.
Big ups.
Big ups. Bootleg runs.
The camera's right over there. That one.
This one.
Oh,
bootleg runs.
Nice, nice.
Has a nice little Mylar packaging to it.
I love it. The marketing is dope.
The other side is shaped like a like a disc, almost like a bootleg movie.
It's like a heavenly angel.
That's how they sell weed now?
Yeah,
it's like a heavenly angel in the back and shit.
Marketing is a big aspect now.
Oh,
who has the nicest bag is definitely, you see with
eye.
your eyes type shit. You shot with your eyes.
It's what's inside that's important.
Oh no, definitely for
sure.
It
is, but if you got a dope bag, people just gonna fuck with you more.
Yeah.
Now it'd be messed up if you got dope ass bags and shitty ass weed. You fucked up. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's misleading.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely misleading. You're right. It's definitely misleading. But I think, see, the thing is that there's certain ones that are not. There's certain ones that are not what you say like manufactured largely, right? Like cookies. Cookies, you find tons of cookie bags. Usually the white bags or the black bags, the green, the blue letters, whatever, whatnot. Everybody got those, right? Because there's actually a market for the cookies. That's an actual brand. These joints right here, the brand is the bud itself, but the artists, I think they're unique. They're independent.
See, that's what I was telling you guys about your logo too. It's like you had a really good idea when it came to it. The PodGASt.
Yeah, PodGASt. Yeah. It plays a good.
I wouldn't really take complete, and utter, credit for it. We was bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah, but that's a good, like, if you guys can build that brand.
Oh, we can definitely build that shit, bro. PodGASt. That should be.
Gas.
That should be dope.
That's what I do. I'm about the gas,
He's Daddy Yankee in these streets. All about that gasoline.
Gasoline. And gas expensive too, though. Not shout out to Joe Biden.
Fucking gas.
I mean, that's my boy though, but you gotta do something about the prices.
But he is doing something. He's raising them.
He dropped. It was at $5 now. It's at $4.40 now.
Yeah, but you have to think about it too. That's not like it's issues that started with the previous.
Administration.
And then it's just like a fallout of
it's all back and forth stuff. It's back and forth.
But they have to pin the blame on somebody.
I'm saying that Roe v. Wade that they took the woman's rights away. That was definitely planned from Donald Trump.
So I mean, we have a lady here,
yeah.
so we would like your opinion on it, and you're a mom too, so it's a really unique opinion.
Yeah, it's very unique. Very unique.
Because one of the things that I said in another podcast that they brought up too, it's like, the table was divided. Pro-choice is here, pro-life over here. And then they asked me, and I was like, I don't know. I'm just pro. Shut the fuck up. I'm not a woman. So I'm just,
I don't got.
You shouldn't have a say, right?
I shouldn't have an opinion on it. Yeah, I have my opinion, but not having opinion is better than stating aside.
Yeah.
So
sometimes being neutral is the best way to go.
But then people see you as like,
I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
I'm saying I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? As long I feel like they should have the right to do whatever they want. Like we shouldn't have no right to govern anybody. You feel what I'm saying? Like. There's a lot of bad stuff that, dudes be doing and shit. You don't see women going out there like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody should have the right to live however they see fit.
Yeah.
Everybody be happy, do what you got to do.
By using your argument, did you guys hear about what happened in Walgreens in Missouri?
What?
Or Wisconsin?
Which one?
So there was a pharmacist. There was a girl that went to go get her birth control prescription. Oh, birth control. Yeah, and the pharmacist said that he wasn't going to fill it. Mind you, Walgreens hasn't taken a stance, and Wisconsin isn't one of those states that stopped the birth control pills.
Oh, if I was his dad, I would have whooped his ass.
Who? The pharmacist?
No, yeah, if that was my daughter or whatever. Wait, how old was she? Is she
no, it was just an adult woman.
Oh, I said, you talking about this
birth control.
My daughter,
it's like.
So what?
So he said that he wasn't going to fill it because it goes against his faith. So
that's a serious argument to have in court, though.
No, I know, but Walgreens has given them the green light that if it goes against their faith, their protocols are to call another pharmacist that can fill it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
he could have did that.
Yeah, but he didn't. He just refused it flat out.
So you hope he loses.
So that was one instance, and there was another instance where a woman went in to get condoms, and the cashier refused to ring her up because it goes against his beliefs.
He's a dickhead.
So could she just take it?
You work at a pharmacy.
So she made a big stink about it, and then she tweeted Walgreens and all this other shit. And it's the same thing. Walgreens said the same thing. If we let our employees, do their job based on their beliefs.
I mean, I dig it. Walgreens just trying to do that neutral stance too.
That's what I'm saying. So sometimes being neutral doesn't necessarily provide anything, positive or negative. It's just kind of. What was that?
I said it shows you where they stand.
It kind of does.
It does because they could add certain other protocols. Like for instance, if the person refuses to reach out to another manager or employee to service and help this customer, then they're actually doing something against. You got to keep business flowing. What you stopping business for?
It's a private entity.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about Walgreens, though.
Walgreens is technically considered a private entity. Look what happened with that the gay couple that tried to get a cake, and the baker said that he wasn't going to do it because it goes against his beliefs. So they ruled in favor of the baker. Yeah. Because they said that he can't, if he doesn't want to provide business to somebody, he's not legally obliged
to do so.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. So but Walgreens kind of puts that cushion. It's like, all right, these are just our employees. They're not us.
Yeah.
But that's why it's.
Well, you gotta take the hit, right? You gotta take it in the hit. Walgreens
should do something.
Walgreens is gonna take it in the hit.
Give
That's
like
what they're gonna do.
supply of condoms.
Nah, not that. But you know what I'm saying.
They're gonna give them a coupon.
It's a pharmacy though. At the end of the day, like you sell that type of stuff. So what you mean, like, oh, I gotta?
I'm just saying, man. I mean,
what if you got a shorty in the car and you wait and you run to Walgreens real quick on some fat shit, like you feel what I'm saying, like it's some 2 a.m., 3 a.m. shit.
Truth be told, they should have a sign at least.
I'm not
saying it.
I'm not gonna play with the cashier.
So that way, at least the customer could be like, "Man, fuck you," and go to another person. Like, yo, can you sell me this shit? You feel me? Because now you putting it on the one person. Like, fuck, there's a whole bunch of employees in this motherfucker. You ain't the only one in here.
I mean, you guys are both guys. You guys have bought condoms before.
Yeah. Like,
you guys. Sometimes like when you buy it, you're kind of just like ashamed that you're like letting another person kind of see what the fuck you're buying.
Fuck, that's natural. Everybody fucking.
I think that person's probably hating because I'm getting some. Probably.
You know what I did the first time I bought condoms?
What?
Just to kind of throw the cashier off.
I went
and I bought like the regular size condoms and I bought the magnums and I put them both together. I was like, this bitch doesn't.
It's for me and my bro.
It's like that way they don't figure out which one I really wear.
Are the big ones still in the house?
Bro, this is back in like 2009. No, it's the same thing. I remember the first time I had to buy a Plan B pill. Bro, like the looks that I got from the pharmacist, the looks that I got from everybody walking out.
I think that's more That's
No,
just
no,
more
no.
ourselves, though. I think. Come on.
There were
That's-
looks.
Nah,
Because I mean,
It's not to be racial or anything, but the
It's-
pharmacist was Asian, so maybe her, I could give her the benefit of the doubt because her eyes are little, whatever. But everybody, like the other pharmacists, they were just like looking at me. They were just like,
nah, I think
because I was
that's-
young, bro. Like I was skinny. It was like a
It's
little
all right,
kid
bro.
buying
Because
shit.
they're like, yo, you doing your thing. Yeah.
They was like,
Yo, when you walk out the store, a lot of them are probably like, yo, that's what's up. You about to get his thing. Everybody, yo, man, you about to get shit. You feel me? Like, because I think when you're about to do something for the first time, we often have those thoughts in our heads that people are gonna seriously judging. Like, it's like most men when they're gonna get tampons or pads for their ladies. Like back in the day, that used to be a major no-no, but now today you got more men. But like, man, I give a fuck, my lady need this shit.
Word,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I'm down for it, but you still got people today that make a big fuss about it. Like, it's your bitch,
Like
yo.
Michael. I remember the first time he had to go get tampons or pads for my sister. He went to the store and he hid it under like bananas and bread. Just a big ass lump rolling down.
He kept it fresh. He kept it fresh.
I mean, he was keeping it warm for her. When no, it's shit like that. Like sometimes I'm happy that I grew up in the time that I grew up in, because now I feel like you got to navigate like mad shit.
Yeah.
Like now everybody's sensitive about things. It's like, just to give an example, there's people at my job that choose their pronouns, and I feel weird having to like, rearrange my language to do shit like that.
So
Nah, yeah, that's a hard one.
let me be real, man. In the work that I do, because I do a lot of justice work, I'm in those circles of the language changes and the all of that stuff. It's a part of the design of how you communicate with one another now, right? And I participated in it a lot, but after some time, it just gets to a point where like, come on, man, you see what you got, man. I ain't gotta tell you about what that. I'm like, yo, my name's Inuk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't say he, him to clarify. like, yo, it is what it is. Like, and I respect people. I'm saying I respect people for who they are, their sexuality, what they want to be, what they want to be considered. If you want to be categorized, that's cool. Be that. But for me, I just feel like.
What was that?
They want to be heard. They don't feel
No, they want to be validated, not
I
heard.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
if you, I'm
It's
not
a little
using,
bit of both, I would say. I think it's a little bit of both, too.
I'm not gonna use pronouns. That's too much work. Like if you tell me your name, I'm gonna just say your name.
We gotta get her a mic, bro.
Yeah,
we
I'm
gotta
gonna
get
get
a
you a
fucking mic, bro.
No, that's a good
She's
point.
getting into
Yeah,
it.
if
She's
you
like,
just tell
fuck
me
this.
your
I got
name,
shit to say.
like you feel me? Like if you introduce yourself to me, and you're like, hey, I'm such and such, I'm gonna call you such and such.
Right.
I'm not gonna give myself the
Right.
opportunity to try to mess that up. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, all right, your name's Erica, your name's Erica. Or,
Yeah.
You feel me? Your name is Eric, your name's Eric. Whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be like him who's speaking in old English just because people try to come from people. No.
I got people that are like
Who's this?
they're like deeply into the
Nah.
community, right? Like the LG community, and like not for nothing, like for me, like, yo, I respect people for what they want a choice to be, and I don't feel like, like, how can I say, like, I don't feel like I should be I think I learned naturally about this stuff, right? Because I've been cool with everybody. You feel me? I've been like respectful of everybody and everybody's way of being, and I think that when I talk about my peoples that are, let's say a female that's identifies themselves as a boy or identifies themselves as what they want to identify themselves as, like, yo, if I slip up and I say her, like, yo, come on, man, common sense, man, I know what I'm talking about. like I shouldn't have to sit there and have to stop myself from talking whatever I'm explaining to say, oh, my bad, I mean him or whatever. I'm like,
yeah, see, no, that's
like that type of stuff creates barriers. It creates verbal barriers, right? And that's how I look at it. And again, I respect people and how they want to classify themselves.
I'm saying not only that, it wastes time. Like like you know what I mean. Like, come on now, bro. I don't mean no disrespect and none of that stuff.
It's true though.
I apologize. If you've been going through, people try to play you, but that's not the type of person I am. I'm
exactly
not gonna disrespect you or nothing.
Word. Like
I'm gonna
seriously.
try to say, if you tell me your name, I'm gonna just call you your name. I'm not going,
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we're not going to do the pronouns or whatnot.
This guy said you're wasting time. Just trying to
Well,
fix yourself.
I mean, you think about it, right? Because like say if we was blowing it down,
It's
we
gonna
was,
be an English class like he whom slay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
come on,
like-
man, I'm
that's-
making a
it's
sentence.
true,
You need to
man. It's true.
Conjugate the verb and whatnot. Come on, now.
'cause, yo, we was
Not
burning
doing that.
and we was talking some shit burning, and then I had to stop myself to correct what I just said because of what you identify as, and then I get brain fog. That shit get me fucked up. The fuck I was talking about type shit.
We're just gonna be our mind's gonna be in the loop.
Yeah.
No, it was like I used to go to one of my friend's house to play board games and shit. And then one day his sister was there, and he introduced this person as his sister. All right, so sister implies she. So I was like, oh, nice to meet you, whatever. We're playing a game, and I was like, oh, it's her turn. I'm sorry, they.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Yeah.
bro, I was like, you're a singular person. I'm not gonna call you a group of people.
Word, facts.
So, like,
That's
yeah.
confusing.
So it's like, all right, so I played the first round, and it's a game that's interesting. And now it's just like, bro, it's like, and I remember I played like 2 rounds. And I was like, that's it, I'm not playing no more. And they played like on and on and on. It's like, oh, come play. I was like, bro, it's like, I don't want. It takes the fun out of the game when I have to address this person.
As they.
Yeah, and then like, it's like, oh, it's my sister's turn. I was like,
You mean it's
bro,
day
it's
turn?
my sister's. No,
You
but
mean
he
it's
said
their
it. He said it.
turn?
It's like, yeah. It's
Like you addressing her incorrectly too, so now it's cool if you do it, but I can't.
That's why. So it took the fun out of the game.
Yeah.
It made
Yeah.
it dragged
Yeah.
on, and I was just like, bro, I just want to fucking leave.
I mean, yeah, I think you was right because, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the time that we grew up, we had a different view of how the world about morals and respect were, you know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing is for sure is that we were open-minded enough to accept the changes in the realities that we were living, right? It's like the conditions, like certain things changed, you were able to pivot and shift with that, you know what I'm saying? I think today there's a lot of force feeding of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just with the identity stuff, but it's so much of everything. And like you talk about sensitivity, I'm big on that whole cancel culture, censorship shit. Like I think that's just like whack, you know what I'm saying? Like corny, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, some people are disrespectful with shit. Maybe their intentions, saying certain things, is really fucked up. You shouldn't be saying that. But like for people like radio hosts, comedians, or certain type of reporters and stuff like that, people got their opinions on things. You should respect that as much as you want to be respected for whatever it is that you want the world to accept or believe.
Do you think that there's redemption from that?
What you mean, like?
So like if let's say like Dave Chappelle, for example, right?
Yeah.
He made his transgender comments or whatever, and he was essentially canceled.
Yeah. Not necessarily.
And he wasn't because
They try to cancel him, but
Yeah.
Dave
Can-
Chappelle
Never be canceled.
uncancelable,
He's
man.
uncancelable.
He had this type of counter to.
For him he knew his value, let's say whatever, and he knew what he could bring to the table, so he didn't let any of that bother him.
Yeah,
And he's
facts.
so personable that
Yeah.
he actually interacts with fans and
Exactly.
stuff, and he
Not
lets people
afraid.
know from the very beginning, this is a comedy show. I'm stating my opinions.
Yeah.
These aren't facts.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
people have to kind of go in with that mindset.
Yeah.
Huh?
And that's
No, I
real.
just say you got the camera on you too.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ah."
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, I'm trying to think of somebody else that was canceled.
Well,
Rosie
mean,
O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh man, that's,
She was canceled a long time
No,
ago.
Rosie-
not Rosie O'Donnell.
Roseanne,
Who's
Roseanne.
She was canceled.
you got a lot of comedians who canceled.
So-
Word.
Roseanne holds there's a special place for
Now,
her.
that's because she was
for
racist though, wasn't she? She had said
Yeah.
something about
Yeah,
black
well,
people, right?
But
Was it? But that's what I'm saying. Don't you think that she can learn
she
from that?
definitely said some racist shit. But it was a thing of like, I think who says it best is Bill Burr. He's one of my favorite comedians, like by far.
Yeah.
He says it best when he says like, "How you gonna?" Recently they tried to cancel John Wayne.
Oh, yeah, I
Dude's
heard
been
about
dead
that.
for mad years. Like you getting mad because he was talking certain comments in a magazine that no longer exists, Playboy magazine. He said some shit back in the 80s and 70s. It's like, yo, you talking about a person who was born in a certain time and a certain atmosphere, around a certain consciousness, around a certain climate, what they were raised in, what their values and views and beliefs. Like, how you going to argue that 40, 50 years later, and feel as hurt about it.
It's like Dr. Seuss.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They tried to cancel him too.
Oh, that was a big time
They
talk.
did take away some of his
They
books.
did a lot. It's fucked up. But
Yeah, it's fucked up.
but it's like, how can you, like, all right, the history is there.
Mm-hmm.
When we want to talk about real cancel culture, you should cancel the falsehoods. You know what I'm saying? Like cancel those things. Like, don't cancel the what the person says, and the person, if they were a part of history in some way, shape, or form, they were there. They were they helped shape America. You know what I'm saying?
What about
you know what I'm saying?
What about canceling Christopher Columbus?
Big time, bro. I'm big time about
Oh,
fuck
you-
that motherfucker. Now, and the reason why is because, you know, not for nothing, that there was already a lot of explorers before him. You know what I'm saying? That came here, and I'm not talking about like Africans and nothing like that. I'm talking about actual, you know, Caucasians that traveled here 50, 100 years before him.
Documented
saying?
too, right?
Documented. And it's like, he gets this spiel, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his thing wasn't even looking for America. You feel me?
Word.
You know
Well,
what
they
I'm
give
saying?
him credit more. It's not. It's like a revival with Italian Americans.
It is, because it never was something that in the past they celebrated. That's
No.
what's funny.
Yeah.
That's more of like a new holiday thing.
Yeah.
And like they wholeheartedly like hold on to this. I got this dope proposal that came out in like 2016, 2017, a petition that's signed by like scholars and professors and like doctors and all of that throughout like the Americas in itself, like from Canada down. And these people all gave their opinion, their view of how the story of Columbus is based on falsehoods. We're talking about scholars who are background Italian, who are background Portuguese, who are background Spaniards, literally signing, telling you that this is some bullshit. And you still have people today that would argue it. I was one of the front runners, big ups to my brother Inf, you know what I'm saying, and the folks that were out there to abolish Columbus Day in Newark. We're big on that, you know what I'm saying? And we put a petition now, we put everything, we put a proposal, and we set out to do that. And the first time we brought it to city council, almost everybody in city council was about to say nah. The person who said yeah was a Puerto Rican, Aníbal Ramos, the councilman of the North Ward. And he said, oh, but we gotta be respectful to the beliefs of our Italian America. Da, da, da. I'm like, this ass
There's
kissing
no Italians
motherfucker.
left in
Yeah,
Newark.
it's no Italians. Well, you know, that's what controls still part of the North Ward. You know what I'm saying?
The
The Italians still
How
control.
many are left?
It's
I
not-
live in the North
It's
Ward.
not. You gotta understand about who owns parts of North.
I know. It's like
You feel me?
There's
Like-
2 Italian restaurants on like.
Well, no,
around the block.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, those are just businesses. When I say owns,
You talking about buildings
building
and shit,
that
right?
properties, large blocks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these are people who are.
You
Old
think they're
money,
the ones
right?
that like donate to.
They're the ones who own like centennial homes
They
throughout
come
the
from
city.
like family bread, right? Like
Yeah,
old money. They
parts
old
of
money.
Branchbrook Park type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
they,
really?
these type of people, like Essex County, the whole park system is run by
Oh, that DiVincenzo
Yeah,
bastard?
DiVincenzo. He's Italian right there. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that guy.
So you know,
Shout
like,
out to DiVincenzo.
No, fuck him. He blew up
fuck
my
that
phone
dude
the
up.
entire pandemic.
He
You didn't
did?
get those calls?
Nah.
This is Vincent
Oh, yeah,
DiVincenzo
yeah,
reminding
yeah.
you to get your COVID vaccine. I was like,
Nah.
bitch. I
Oh,
don't
that
wanna
was
hear
him?
shit.
I
Yeah,
hope he got
at
his-
all hours of the night.
I mean,
I
I'm
hope-
still not
I hope he got
vaccinated
his
though,
booster,
DiVincenzo.
man.
So you know what I'm
I hope he
saying.
got his booster.
But that's a good point, though.
He
You
could
said-
take my shot too.
He
'cause
was
I ain't
falling on
fucking
deaf
fucking
ears,
shit.
DiVincenzo.
You're not
Nobody
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
He was wasting my minutes.
Nah,
Say it
Vic
again?
not vaccinated.
Not vaccinated either.
Nah,
Nah.
fuck that shit. Nah.
Word.
Damn, am I the only one that fell into that?
Nah, I mean, listen.
I had to because my
Listen,
job.
yeah, that's what I was about to
so
say. If it's
now I'm
circumstance,
required.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, just to give a little like background, so I had just gotten a job. I was in a job for a month and the pandemic hit, and I got let go. The only job that I could find was in construction.
Damn.
So in all these buildings, they wouldn't let you in unless you were vaccinated.
Damn,
So
see?
I had to get it.
No,
They
And
hit you. They hit you.
I don't want to say that I was brainwashed, but you know there was
No.
that fear, and I kind
I
of
was definitely getting a lot
I
of
don't-
slack from my family. Like,
yeah. I mean, I pushed my
like,
mom to go get
they was
it, and
coming
my dad.
crazy at me.
But then I was because I was the guinea pig, so I
Yeah.
got it first. And was just like, all right, I guess
Go do
I'm
it. Go
good.
do it.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Wait a few months, like, see what happens. Vete,
Well,
you could go
like,
now.
and then I was big on the masks too. And then
Yeah,
once I got
yeah.
COVID, I was like, fuck this shit. I didn't even wear the mask anymore.
Well, I tell you like this: I've never had COVID one day yet. I've never
No?
caught
Knock on wood, knock
symptoms.
on wood.
Shit's sick.
No, I
Oh.
can't get it. You know what I'm saying? I've been around COVID folks.
Oh, alright.
I've been around a lot of them. bro, I work with community, bro. I deal with people. I walk into homes with people with a lot of illnesses, bro. Trust me, I don't get it at all. You know what I'm saying?
COVID hella
I've been tested many. I've been tested.
We got it 3 times.
Yeah, I got tested many times. You know what I got that I thought was COVID? I got pneumonia. That's what I got.
Damn. But what was the cause of that, though?
That was asthma shit that I got because I was so I can't be around animals like that. Even though I love dogs and I got a dog, and I can't be around cats. So it was like a time when I was out in PA because my lady had lived out in PA and stuff, and I was going out there a lot. And she had all these dogs, the cats and stuff, and my body getting used to that shit. I just felt shitty, sick, and I was already tired because I got a lot of physical health issues still. So still trying to get better, and like my immune was just down and everything, bro. And I just got really fucked up with asthma and everything. That shit just got me really bad. And then one thing led to another, bro. And I just started feeling really crazy. I was just like, catching mad chills, fevers. I was like, that's it.
Was this during the pandemic though?
Yeah. It was
sure
January.
That wasn't COVID?
January. Yeah, I went in the hospital in the whole 9, bro.
So you said it was bronchitis, right?
Yeah, huh?
You said it was bronchitis?
Pneumonia.
Yeah, no, pneumonia.
Yeah, but they tested you and it's
yeah, it came out in pneumonia and shit like that. They gave me medicine. I had to dry my shit. So in case you guys don't know, I work in the Ironbound. You know what I'm saying? I deal organizing. I deal with the communities. The Ironbound is, and you get a little background. The Ironbound is known to be the hot zone for like pollution, environmental injustices, and stuff like that. So I was told a long time ago that working in the Ironbound over time will start to fuck with you. You either start, your skin starts to get out, your hair starts to mess up, or asthma, right?
Oh shit!
I haven't had asthma since you was living in Irvington. That's how long I haven't had asthma like that. Okay, years ago. Okay, years ago.
Yeah, but that's because Ironbound was the industrial center.
No. But hear what I'm saying. Like I used to have bad asthma as a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Over the years, asthma just disappeared. Never had a use asthma pump all these years. But recently, over the past year and a half, all of a sudden now having to use it, breathing heavy and crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I even had changed how I was smoking for a while, thinking it was the smoking stuff and shit.
Papers.
And yeah, I got into more papers, you know what I'm saying? I started getting more wax and stuff like that just to see, mucus, all these things. My colleagues all of a sudden start giving me insight, the changes they had working out there a lot, being exposed to the atmosphere out there, and then learning the amount of air pollution folks in the Ironbound suffer. Asthma in the Ironbound is one of the biggest health diagnoses in the Ironbound.
I didn't know that.
Besides lead issues and stuff like that because of the water and soil. You know what I'm saying? Like asthma is a major thing down there. And I started getting asthma a lot. I was like, what the fuck? So like all of these things started to really play a factor in the way I was feeling. And I guess, trying to close out the year, doing the work that I do gets really heavy during the Christmas time. Before I closed out the Christmas time, I handled some events. I really burned myself out. And then I came to PA to spend my time out there around fucking cats and dogs. And that shit really got to me. And I got sick out there first. Came back home, started feeling these fevers. And I really started to think, I was like, yo, that's it. Got it. Finally got this shit done. You know what I'm saying? Got tested. Still to today, bro. I ain't got no antibody shit, none of that stuff. I'm like, yo.
It's good genes.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be honest with you. And that could be a spiritual thing about me, bro. I've always felt like the blood's something special about me. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I had a blood transfusion, bro. And, I had somebody's blood in me. You know what I'm saying? But I survived what I survived back in 05. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I've survived so many weird.
That's actually a pretty good tagline.
Sickness is what?
If you think about it, I survived what I survived back in 05.
Oh yeah, it does, right? It's a little cool. It's a cool little logo, little motto shit. I survived what I survived back in 05.
You should make that into a shirt.
Yeah,
that's more merch ideas.
Oh yeah. Well, episode 0, we got a couple of merch ideas. I think. But yeah. It's a thing that I respect everybody that's taken the vaccine. I was a big anti-vaxxer for years.
I was waiting until I became magnetic. That was my shit, because everybody was like putting coins on themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all that crazy funny shit that was going out there.
Yeah. I'm waiting also like down the line, like 10 years is like, oh, if you develop cancers or whatever. I'm thinking like, all right, yeah, I gotta call that number.
So like to be honest with you,
settlement.
There's a lot of
because it was forced upon you.
Well, there's a lot of folks right now that's showing
like signs.
Yeah, big signs of the different shit, bro. And it's sad because you're hearing
but like,
you're hearing some shit.
If you think about it, the long term effects of COVID also fuck people up.
Like,
look at our own uncle.
It will.
Yeah,
it will.
It's like Jamie.
Yeah.
I shouldn't probably have said his name, but our uncle, it's like he's dealing with shit still. He got the original strain of COVID. Damn. So this guy is like got gout. He's got like a bunch of different shit that just popped up out of nowhere.
I thought gout had something to do with your diet.
No, your gout is with your immune system. Oh. Your immune system. Well, you're thinking about edema, which is the inflammation of your
toe.
Unc got to try to get into some vegan diets and shit so he could get back to himself.
You're a vegan?
No, but I'll be honest with you. Jay actually became a
vegetarian.
Yeah, he's doing vegetarian stuff.
He reminded me at the baby's birthday.
And I slowly been like little by little weaning off meats and trying to get into a healthier diet because I'm a big dude, man. I got to drop something, man.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like, I don't know. I just like meat too much. That sounds gay, but I just like
sound like meat too much.
I like meat too much. Yeah, that should be a tag.
That should be my tag. I like meat too much.
I like meat too much.
They're gonna ask me to audition for Queer Eye.
Well, you know what it is I've always been interested in trying new things, traveling the U.S. and sitting with indigenous people and different type of tribal groups from around the world. Like you learn. Get comfortable with the style of foods. Indigenous folks love wild rice. Never was introduced to wild rice around our family. It was either black, brown, or white rice, you know what I'm saying, with the beans.
Or with gandules.
Arroz con gandules, big ups to grandma and all the mothers. But, you know what I'm saying, like wild rice is, I would kill for some wild rice, man. That's just slamming.
Would you ever move out there and live among them?
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro.
I get that feeling that you have like this real connection with whoever you meet. There was one time, Denise brings it up all the time. You met my girlfriend at the time, but my wife. Yeah. You met her the first time, bro. This guy had like a conversation out of like nowhere. Like he just met her, and he was just like like the shit like that makes you a really good social worker because that's essentially what you are, or a community worker. Yeah.
So, I say for like a mentor or guide.
Shaman.
Well, yeah, shaman. You know what I'm saying? That's the parts of the shaman to guide and talk stories and to give insight to things. I've been through a lot, had a lot of trauma and a lot of experiences, and I've also sat with so many people and heard their traumas and heard their experiences, and I use a lot of that when I'm counseling somebody, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? And guiding somebody spiritually or mentally. You know what I'm saying? And it's a unique gift. I hear it from a lot of folks. Like when I've been doing activism for well over 10 years for free.
I didn't think that you would be that type of person, honestly.
One day we'll definitely get into that, how that manifested, because I think it's always an interesting story to share. Mm-hmm. But like I got into this work, the housing justice, environmental justice work, back in 2016, where I'm actually getting paid to do the work that I love to do, but in such a different way. And I got to, and just like you, in Catholic Charities, I really got to see a deeper view of how the system is and certain things about the people and community and access to things and information. And a lot of that opened my eyes, you know what I'm saying, to a lot of things, and it helped me along the way with connecting with people. One of the things that my colleagues often said was like, yo, Inuk, you got this gift that people welcome you. Like one of the hardest things they had a problem with organizing door to door was that nobody opened the door for them. Nobody would talk to them or they'll give them attitude, whatever, whatnot. Bro, since the moment I started doing the door to door, bro, I can't tell you how many times I've been invited in the house, drink coffee.
You can't get through the whole block because you get stopped at the first house.
I do have moments like that. There's moments I don't even want to touch my phone because there's people calling me, not just to ask for help, but there's people calling me just to touch base and shit like that. And it kicks my anxiety, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's weird, but I say all of that because that experience and that struggle, and still going through struggle now, internally, like it helped me connect with everyday people. Like I connect with her, I connect because I connect with you. I could sit with any person and easily change the frequency to get in tune to where they're at that moment in time. It's a weird gift, but you know, I channel it. You know what I'm saying?
This might be like so going back to you. How long does your high normally last?
I mean, this is like a very loaded question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I only wanted to ask because I wanted to ask you too. It's like when you do your work, do you need to be at a calm sense before you get to do your work, or can you do it organically without anything aiding? Because I can't smoke because I can't talk. So if I were to smoke with you guys, I would have been just as quiet as Kat. I would have just been like here like.
I'm not that high anymore.
Yeah.
But even when you were high, you was kind of itching to jump on the mic.
I mean, it depends on what I smoke, how much of it I smoke. You know what I'm saying? Something like this, you know, a little bit in the price range. Big ups to bootleg runs. You know, head smokes always got it on deck.
I haven't smoked in a while, so.
Yeah, you know, stuff like this, you know, is a little bit on the pricier edge, you know, with the nice pretty bag and whatnot. You know, I usually like to, you know, for like reviews and stuff like that, for me to really like I take it seriously, you know what I'm saying? So like I weigh out all my weed before I do it. So it's like a control group, you know what I'm saying? Like I put like a gram together, you feel me, weigh out a gram, and I just roll a joint of that shit, you feel what I'm saying? So based on that, you feel me, you could kind of tell like the potency behind it. You feel me? Like a gram will get me this fucked up, you feel what I'm saying? Have me high for this long.
Bro,
yada,
you
yada.
use the scientific method.
I did.
That's the only thing you kept from school.
You got a control group. You need a control group to be constant in each of your experiments. So the gram is my control group, and then, you know, it's the same paper, and, you know, that's the same thing. That's a constant. You know what I'm saying?
Like, smoking for me nowadays kind of scares me because, like, the last time that I smoked, I got some, I don't want to say shitty weed, but it made me feel like shit. It gave me cotton mouth.
Oh.
It was just like, it was a bad high. And I was just like, all right, that's it. I'm never smoking again.
Facts.
So now all I do is eat cookies and gummy bears.
Oh, word.
But it takes forever to kick in.
What? But you be stoned as hell off them, though. I know. They don't be smacking
The
you
last
like that?
brownie that I had, I was high maybe for like an hour.
You gotta try.
Damn.
You gotta
Because
try
Denise
one.
brought me out of it.
You gotta try. You
Yeah,
gotta
'cause
try
she
one
started-
of the brownies.
Then he
I'll
sobered
make
you up?
Yeah, because the baby fell off the bed.
Oh,
So,
dang.
I mean, it was my fault too.
And he slapped the shit out of you.
Because I took one.
Up he was. He
Yeah.
was like,
No. I was at the bed. I was supposed to be babysitting the baby. And I was like, I'm kind of hungry. So I go to the fridge, and I completely forgot why I went to the fridge to begin with. And I'm just looking, and all of a sudden you hear. And I'm still at the fridge. And Denise is like running past me. And I'm just like, I was like, what happened? And she comes back. It's your fucking fault. It's like you were supposed to be with the baby. And I was just like, I'm hungry. And then after I said I'm hungry, I was just like, oh shit, the baby fell. And I went over and just killed the high completely. I was just like, all right.
Oh, damn.
That sucks. That was $20
Yeah.
down the drain.
Right, damn. Fact.
See, edibles are a lot more expensive too.
No, yeah, they are.
That's why. And you kind of like, all right, highs aren't guaranteed, and I know that. It all really depends on how because like when you make brownies, it depends on where you put the oil and if the batter's mixed well enough. Because sometimes the oil just sit in the middle, and so whoever gets that middle piece gets the most high, and everybody around, you know.
you ever thought about just buying the butter or oil yourself and just making stuff?
I don't know. It's too scientific, bro.
It's not too
I-
scientific.
People sell the
baking
oil though. Like you could
You know,
put it.
you know how to bake
in your
regular
chicken.
cupcakes, right? It's real
I'm not
simple.
a baker, bro.
Well, have the missus cook it for you, man.
You think she's gonna put oil in that shit after the last time?
Oh nah, hell no. She gonna be like,
Yo, how about pancakes?
Alicia gotta have the kids.
I would get her high
Bro.
with that shit.
But I'm saying you make some slapjacks. That's not no science, right there.
Slapjacks.
Yeah, well, that's what we
I'm
call
saying
them.
they got drops and stuff.
That
Like
too.
you could just
See,
you feel
but
me
that's
like
what I'm saying,
you
like, now-
medicate it
There's-
as you go type
actually,
shit.
there's-
Like you
there's-
don't put too much.
You know what? Glad you brought it up. Not for nothing. You probably need like the 50 and 1.
What is that?
That is drops. And let
Yeah,
me
that's
tell
what I
you,
said.
I kid you not, bro. When I say it gets you going, it keeps you high, and it have you high for a minute, and you could still work, still focus, still be on it, and don't have brain fog.
Really?
And it's in those 50 and 1s. I say 50 and 1s because I think it's like a shot of alcohol they put in it, and it will be like
Oh, that's different.
300 milligrams of THC.
That sounds like something they
like,
sell at the gas station.
No. I'm talking about these are from dispensaries. You can't get these in gas stations. Because these are actually made for medical purposes, for pain, for like anxiety, for stuff like that.
I want to get something that'll help me focus, bro. Sometimes I'm off the walls.
When I'm telling you,
with the Adderall,
matter of fact,
I wish I could get Adderall.
Let me get one day, and I'm gonna show you. And I kid you not. The first drops, you're gonna ask me where I got them, and you're gonna want some.
See, but I need something that's not gonna take me out. The reason why I stopped smoking was because, like, I'd be able to focus, but it's kind of like, you ever had like a car like not start and it'd be like, That's how I was with that. So it'd be like leading up to it, and then finally when I got started, like, all right, I got going. But that time between feeling the highs, like that, getting there points, like I just zone out.
This joint
facts
kicks in like probably like 12 to 15 minutes.
That's not bad.
And when it kicks in, you're sitting there for as long as your system can hack it.
But I'm saying, are you able to be productive?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, very productive, bro. Huh. That's why these are actually measured for certain things. So they're measured for, like, it's like what works right for you. So they got these. They actually sell the gas station ones, the CBD joints. No, the gas station ones are CBD ones.
They sell them with the black ants and stuff.
These they sell the CBD versions and like find them anywhere. But the ones I'm talking about, I guarantee you, bro, and they worth it because they're $60, $70. And it's a little jar like that, bro.
Damn.
So how do you take it? You just like a drop?
Take like 5 drops on the tongue. Let it sit for a few. Yeah, just five drops is literally one tube. You go click, and boom. And that's it. And you let it sit like in 15
Sounds like some
minutes.
club shit.
In 15 minutes, you're like,
acid.
You're like, oh, ready to get it in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to try it one day that I don't have a lot of work.
Watch. I when I get it again, I definitely.
See, I've been scared to go into dispensaries. Cause
I ain't been to one either.
I don't want to make it make it like a habit
thing?
type of thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like I'm gonna go in there and it's gonna be like me at Chuck E. Cheese and be like, oh shit, they got this. I'm gonna try this next week, and then it's just gonna be like a thing.
Yeah, my cousin Angel's been acting like that. I only went to Rise on Bloomfield Ave once.
Yeah,
I've never.
Was it even worth it?
It was cool to just experience. Honestly, you need your card. Get your card, the marijuana card, because that's where it's worth it.
Because they got better shit for the patients.
Yeah, and then they got tons of variety. They give you the droplets, those the vials and stuff. And with your insurance, you get like 2 onions.
Never.
They pay you that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Your insurance will pay for it?
Shit, what insurance that is? I need that.
You got to hook it up, man. You got to hook that shit up.
You got to find a doctor that'll write it.
Yeah, you got to get the medical card first.
I need a prescription, right? Okay.
Well, but I don't have any legit reasons to get a medical card.
I'll make one up.
Tons of legit reasons, man.
It's like,
these days,
ADD? I haven't been diagnosed with it.
I
just know that I have it.
You can say
they actually got
your
weed
joints
doctors.
are inflamed.
They actually got weed doctors
I
today.
need anti-inflammatory.
That they'll just sit with you and they'll go through a bunch of questions.
I remember when I was a medical assistant, I used to fill them out.
Yeah.
But
so you can fill out your own form
what
now.
Kind of questions they ask?
Well, this is back in 2014. It's like, all right, list all your diagnoses. Like, all right, if you have pain, where's the pain? How constant is it? And all this shit. Then you have to go get a physical and all this other stuff. Then you have to go get a psychiatric. Well, this was back then.
Yeah, it's back then. Now it's just simple. You get to see this doctor. You let them know what you're doing. They look through your records, and that's it. Yeah. And then you pay them like $250, $200. That's that one time, because then they sign off, and then you get the card.
And you don't have to follow. Like, you got to get it renewed.
I think it's like every 2 years, a year, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You guys are the connoisseurs.
Well, I don't. I prefer still getting it aftermarket. I like the black market.
No, yeah, the black market definitely, I think, got way better stuff. Yeah, I mean,
it's just this.
I'm a little biased though. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't really even been into a dispensary in New Jersey. You know, I follow. I don't know. I follow a Reddit page on Reddit. It's called that's called New Jersey dispensary or some shit like that.
Okay.
And basically, like, it's a bunch of people from New Jersey from to go to dispensaries and they review the products and stuff. And like, I haven't really got like necessarily seen like very positive reviews. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bunch of people basically just complaining about shit. Yeah. And I'm like, damn. So like, if y'all complaining about shit, what makes y'all think I'm gonna go to that shit?
You know what I think it is that everybody who's already used to buying bud is like, you know what? Let me buy it the legal way. And see what's all the hoopla about. New Jersey's behind in a lot of things when it comes to like the types of buds they're putting out there. Like they're still going through certain like approvals with legal stuff in order to do, because the business, a lot of this bud is like Ohio, upstate New York, but New Jersey's, it's a big giant farmland they just bought down South Jersey somewhere. It's just supposed to be designated specifically for marijuana production. You got Arrow Farms over in the city of Newark that's setting up a whole section of hydro units. It's going to be most likely focused around herbal and marijuana stuff. And you got to think about it. These businesses, like not for nothing, all the certifications.
I need to get an apprenticeship.
Like bud tenders and all that stuff.
Get me in
like,
that, Vic.
Like those are out there. Like Union College, they got tons of certification programs right now. I think for anybody doing all like financial aid shit, they'll cover that shit.
Yeah, but like if you really think about it, do you really need to have a certificate for that?
That's been
to work for that shit.
It's actually in the
law now, right?
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, if you really think about it, all right, think about bartenders. Yes, that's a service that they're providing. But do you really need them?
But you need a license.
You need a license to bartend.
Do you know how to mix a drink? I don't.
The thing is that
those are mixing multiple things. Like, what do you really do with weed? If you're a bud tender, it's like, what do
you bud tenders.
I mean, you got to have the facts behind it. You feel what I'm saying?
A bud tender is the lowest level of the pole for marijuana industry. Facts. They're the ones that's going into the crops, cutting the buds. They're the ones tending to their bud. They're tending to the bud tenders.
That's just more like agriculturist type.
Exactly.
Of thing.
They're the lower level of it. Now you're talking about in the actual industry, from the cultivation to the actual like selling. Like they're not gonna let you open up a dispensary without the right certifications and licenses. That's been big on it. New Jersey's gonna make a killing when they start opening up more opportunities for dispensaries.
I mean, the first thing that they'd want to do probably
it's probably gonna be like liquor.
As a bud tender choice, they should probably get the website fixed.
Well,
because it's under.
Well, the potheads, bro. You know how it is. Bro. Like, we'll get to that in a few, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. Whenever you guys want to wrap up, if you guys want to wrap up, you guys want to keep going.
Yeah, this was cool, man. I mean, I'm cool to wrap up.
Yeah, I'm cool to wrap up. No, I mean, I'm a little hungry too.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Yeah, get some food.
This is that dude, man, brother Inuk, man, signing off. If you was checking out episode 0. You the motherfucking man, and you the woman, or they, them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to y'all. Thank you for checking us out. No disrespect to anybody. Much love to the world. Peace and blessings. I'm out.
Here you go.
How do you know how you
Cat, you got to do one too.
How do you
jumped in.
that, though?
How do you top it?
Yeah, you can't really top that, but
you could. Come on, cuz you got
it. My name is Steezo. Thank you for tuning in, and if you guys have fun, just like we have fun making this for you, we really appreciate the tune in. Next week we'll have something more for y'all.
That was a good one. All right, Kat, you jumped in late, so you got to say something. I don't know. Just be like, hey, then you can choose a nickname.
What, Cat?
There you go.
That's my nickname, Cat. This is Cat.
Thank you for
and that's
watching.
it?
Yeah.
That's it. Mic drop. This is Cat. Bling.
Yeah. Bling.
Enjoy your journey, folks. Let me get the camera. Enjoy your journey. Where we at? Enjoy your journey, people. You know what I'm saying?
I can zoom into that.
Zoom into it.
Enjoy
that journey.
You zoomed in. Yes, sir.